Hello there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, as you know, I quite like collecting books. Kind of made it a substitute for a personality, not gonna lie. And while I continue to pretend that my reading pile isn't longer than my expected lifespan, I thought today we would invent some new books. Stay with me here. I was previously very fortunate to get to work with Fiverr, and in that video I asked the professional designers over on Fiverr to help me design a YouTube banner. And honestly, I loved the results so much that I asked Fiverr if they would like to collaborate again. Except this time, I want to see if they can create beautiful, stunning, eye-catching book covers for books that don't actually exist, for books that I am going to create literally right now. So this video is very kindly brought to you by Fiverr, which is the home of freelancers. So whether you need a website designed for you, someone to write a song for you, literally anything you can imagine, you can find it on Fiverr. And due to it being a kind of hub for these creators, you can find a range of different price points on the website. So no matter what your budget, you can find someone who can help you with your task. So much talent all in one place, and today we are going to be delving into it once again. So my plan is I'm going to come up with a romance book, a piece of literary fiction, a sci-fi book, and a self-help book. I'm going to start with my one true love, literary fiction. That's my baby right there. Now, you may have noticed that in recent years, a lot of literary fiction covers all look a little bit the same. You know, like copy my homework but don't make it too obvious. Except they might have not listened to the don't make it obvious bit. They're often bold, abstract colours. We often have two faces merging. In fact, I think we just found our title. Oh, okay, never mind. I got too excited and dropped the laptop, it's fine. I think the title should be Two Faces, comma, merging. The comma makes it. The comma is a paid actor. Okay, so coming up with a title was much more straightforward than I expected. Maybe we need to give them a bit of a plot summary to kind of get the ball rolling and so they know what they're working with. The problem is, what are we working with? Currently nothing. No thoughts, brain empty, just vibes. I think that they would benefit from a plot summary, it's just that we don't have a plot to summarize. So, we're gonna work that out. Let's think of a character name. Sally. That was the first thing that came into my head. Sally what though? What can her surname be? Sally, Salmonella. She's gonna be Sally Manella. That is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I think that every central protagonist should be named after an illness, an ailment, from here on out. Okay, let's go. Sally Manella has always felt strangely disconnected from her father. I feel like that's how most literary fiction starts, right? With daddy issues. Her world is flipped upside down like a frickin' pancake when she finds out... What could she find out? Okay, so she's always had this beef, this tension with her dad, but it turns out she's actually not related to her mother. Didn't see that one coming, did ya? Plot twist! She was accidentally swapped at birth. Swapped at birth. Well, we'll go with it. Accidentally swapped at birth with another baby. The twist, both babies belong to the same father. So, same father, two separate mothers. Both mothers happen to be giving birth at the exact same time. What are the chances? What a bloody coinky-dink. Also, it's not literary fiction if the conclusion isn't just men are trash, right? Sal and her half-sister, ooh, what should her name be? Laura of Attraction. Laura of Attraction. So we have Sally Manella and Laura of Attraction. Perfect. When Sal and Laura have a chance encounter in New York City, it's gotta be, they become instant friends. Eventually, they discover the mix-up and their surprising blood ties to one another. That's the plot. It's quite vague, it's quite ambiguous, but it's only a summary. We're not actually writing this book. Okay, let's find a professional designer on Fiverr. Loads to choose from here. Lots of options. I'm gonna send them these details and then I will see you when the first cover is done. Okay, so a couple days have passed and I've had like the speediest delivery of this ever, but I've just had a message saying that my order has been delivered. I'm so excited about it. I think this is the one I'm most excited for. Okay, I can see a little preview and it looks so cool. It looks really vibrant, let's see. That is brilliant. Are you kidding me? That looks like a real book. Oh my God. The more I look at it, the more interesting it gets, because it is made up of these kind of silhouettes of the side of a face. I think the font works really well for the name. I would probably, and you can give feedback and ask for like small amendments, I think the one edit I would give is to make the text more like straight, clean-cut lines, just to fit with the more like literary fiction genre. But wow, I am impressed. There's another one! They've done two! They've done two mock-ups. And this one is perfect! Oh my god, I love it! This is by Belma on Fiverr. And listen, she's gonna put Royal Mail, DPD, UPS out of business because she has delivered. These are stunning, and this has the kind of font that I was hoping for. Wow, that looks like a real book. I know that sounds silly to say, but like that, if you saw that in a bookshop, you would not question that. I want to put that on Instagram right now. The colour palette isn't something I would have considered, but it's so unique and so original. I love it. Okay, that first one is a roaring success. I can't stop looking at it. Okay, good luck topping that with the next ones. That's made my day, week, month, and year. Okay, let's do a sci-fi book. I feel like it needs to either have a really snappy title or a really long one. Like there is no in between. So it could just be called like Orbit. Can you tell I don't know much about space? That was the first that was the first space word that came into my head. I'm shouting it because it's in all caps, like Orbit, all caps, right? You gotta see the vision here. Maybe something longer, similar vibes to like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Something along those lines. Oh, okay, how many rings does Saturn have? Let's Google it. Bit of trivia for you. Saturn displays 7 distinctive rings according to NASA when viewed from a distance. Good enough for me. So could call it Saturn has 7 rings. Saturn has 7 rings. I kind of like it. Bit of alliteration, bit of sibilance going on there. That's like when you have the S sound, like Saturn has 7 rings. Lots of S's. I like it. Maybe I'm a genius after all. This is the problem with being alone when I film this, because there's no one to tell me that I'm actually not clever at all. Sounds good to me. Okay, a plot. One thing about a sci-fi plot, it's not gonna make any sense. So we can be quite creative here. Time to do some obscure world building, I think. And the best part of all of this is, we don't actually have to follow through with it. I never have to write this book, so I'm just gonna go wild with this one. 8,000 years ago, why not? Oh no, 8,000 years into the future. Let's do that. 8,000 years into the future. And planet Earth is extinct. Captain Patroclus, why not, is riding the, oh, what's this spaceship called? Achilles. It's gonna be called the Achilles. Captain Patroclus is riding the Achilles towards the planet Saturn. It's the latest planet to have been sieged, ooh, good word, in the space war. There's always some sort of space war, because even if the world went extinct, you know what humans would still continue to do? Colonize. I want to have 2 sides to this war though, so who's feuding? Kanye West and Pete Davidson are feuding. How do I turn that into like tribes? So it's a space war between the House of Davidson and the Westonians. Sure, why not? We'll roll with it. We'll see how that goes. The secret to victory, Patroclus knows, lies in just one of Saturn's 7 rings. There is no physics or astronomy going into this at all. Actually, speaking of Pete Davidson, 7 Rings is literally an Ariana Grande song. Saturn has 7 rings, so does Miss Ariana, so she's our author, of course. But we can't make it obvious. So what's Ariana backwards? Anera. That could work. And then the opposite of grande must be a word that means small. Okay, in Italian, piccola. Anera piccola. That's our sci-fi author. Okay, and I will see you when this stupid idea that I just came up with has an actual, official, professional looking cover design. Today's a great day because I've just woken up to an email which is letting me know that my Fiverr order has been completed. So I'm intrigued to see which one this is. Okay, we're done with the cover of your book. I hope you like it. I've attached the file. I am very excited to see this cover. As you guys know, I don't read a lot of sci-fi, so this one has really intrigued me because I would not even know where to start with this one. Let's have a look. Whoa, that is incredible. Oh my gosh, so the V on the 7 looks like the spaceship, and then at the bottom we have Saturn with its 7 rings. I can't believe that. Also, no one has questioned my author names yet, which is brilliant. No one's even questioned whether these are real books yet, which is great. But that looks so legitimate. I think that could convert me into a sci-fi fan. That is such a satisfying cover. And the level of detail as well, like even the shadow on the S of rings. They've really thought about this. They thought about this more than I did. That is quite literally out of this world. I'm here all week. It is time for some romance. It is about to be a trope smoothie up in here. Enemies to lovers, maybe they will, maybe they won't. In fact, I think I've just stumbled upon my title. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. Yeah, that works quite well. You just witnessed me talking myself into something. This is how most of my terrible ideas start. Okay, character names. I feel like the man should be called Josh. I don't know why. Josh is just calling to me. And then she's quirky. She has a kind of androgynous name. I could do Billy. Billy with an IE. And who knows, maybe she's got ocean eyes. Oh, I could actually call the book My Strange Addiction if he's like obsessed with her. Although we're veering on Billie Eilish fanfiction at that point. I'm gonna stick with maybe they won't. I think that they're neighbors and they live across from each other, like their doors face each other in their building. Okay, so Billy lives a quiet life until ... her new neighbor moves in across the hall with his girlfriend. Plot twist! He has a very large house party, is what I was gonna say. Okay, he has a very loud housewarming party. But when she bangs on the door to tell him to keep quiet, not the only banging that's gonna happen in this book, let me tell you. She bangs on the door, tells him to keep it down, and there's love at first sight. We start off with tension, because she's essentially come to like tell him off, and she thinks he's in a relationship. But the person she assumes to be a girlfriend is actually a sister. Not in a weird way, she was just helping him move in. So there's like neighbor tension. At first it's a forbidden love because she thinks that he's already got someone, he doesn't. And they'll have like neighbor drama, you know, like the whole building's fire alarms going off whilst one of them is cooking, so they have to like leave in their dressing gowns or something, I don't know. Or like leaving their recycling in the wrong place, you know, stress. Until Josh and Billy realize that they actually fell in love with each other that first time they met. Actually very convenient because that is the shortest commute for a boutique hall of all time, just across the corridor. I like it. I want the tagline to be like, there's trouble in the neighborhood or something. We can work that out. We can iron out the details. I'm gonna send this to the Fiverr creator and see what they design. Hello, so, little update. I'm now in Cambodia. Pitbull better retire as Mr. Worldwide. I'm coming for the title. And I've been out in the jungle for a couple days, and I finally have Wi-Fi again, and I had some messages from Fiverr to say that my order had been completed. So, oh my goodness. That is exactly what I envisioned. That is a classic romance cover. I really like that background color, you know? Everyone else is gonna be green with envy when they see this. The outfit the guy's wearing is giving me Troy Bolton, but like make him edgy. I feel like that style of t-shirt is like what they put any male lead cast member in any TV show, like high school teen drama. It's giving me 13 Reasons Why. Not because it's my 13th reason, but it gives me that energy. That's what they would wear in that show. So that's Josh, and then we have Billy. Now, I did specify in my description that it's like, it was meant to be based on Billie Eilish when she had the green hair. I think this Fiverr designer maybe isn't aware of Billie Eilish because I've never seen her hair like that. I think we've done a good job by masking that this character was sort of based on Billie Eilish. So all in all, I'm quite chuffed with this. I'm very happy with it. On to the next one. Let's do a self-help book because myself need some help. Okay, I need an author's name, an alias. What's near me? A baguette, a pineapple, water bottle. We can work with that. I'm gonna call them Walter Bottel, with 2 T's and 2 L's. Bottel. Walter Bottel. That does sound like someone who would write a self-help book, to be fair. I'm trying to think of something like super obnoxious to call this book, like everybody else sucks. You know, something like that, it'd be in all caps. I don't like that though. High risk, high reward. Oh my god, I've got it. High whisk, high reward. A Michelin star chef's recipe for a good life. I could go with something nice, like just keep swimming. An Olympic gold medalist guide to life. To living, laughing and loving. This is hard. It's impossible to live, laugh and love in these conditions. Okay. Done. And I'm also not going to elaborate on this one further. I feel like they can just get creative and work with that. So Let's see how they do. So when I sent Walter Botell's book over to the designer, I actually gave them the choice of either the Swimming Olympians book or the TV Michelin star chef's book. And they went for this one, Just Keep Swimming by Walter Botell. I think this is superb. I love how geometric it is. At first glance, it looks kind of basic, which means it really emphasizes the title. But actually, when you look closer, it's really detailed, like the lines on the bottom of the pool. I would never thought of designing it like this myself, so this was a great investment, I think. I have to say, I did have a slight panic when sending this to the designer that they might Google Walter Botell, and so I told them it was a school project that I needed them to do for me, and I had made up the person, because I didn't want them to start Googling and questioning me. This is genius. This is brilliant. Not gonna lie, we've slightly ripped off Dory from Finding Nemo, just, you know, in terms of the title. But what's a little bit of plagiarism amongst friends? I'll see you in court, Pixar. Oh, and I actually have one final thing to show you, because I had a little bit of budget left over, and so I also commissioned some more designs for Two Faces Merging, my literary fiction debut that doesn't actually exist. And they've come back, and they're absolutely beautiful. This designer has given me not one, not two, but 3 designs. So firstly, we have this one. Not really sure where the apple came from, but I love it. Oh, it's 2 faces. Oh, I didn't realize you can see like the silhouette of their noses and mouth. Genius. It should be an onion, because this has layers. I also love the font here. Oh, one thing I should mention is that when I was sending over these designs, one of the designers asked me what the author's name was, and I realized that I hadn't planned one, and at the time that email came through, I was listening to No Body No Crime by Taylor Swift, and that song is featuring Haim, so I turned that into the author name, featuring Haim. I was being resourceful, we had to do what we had to do, and I'm pretty chuffed with how it turned out. No one's questioned it. We then have this design, which I don't love as much, but it's still quite cool, and then finally, this one. This is peak literary fiction novel. This looks so good. If you saw this in a store, would you question it? I completely would not. So listen, when I do come to designing the cover for my real, actual book, I'm gonna be calling these people up. These are brilliant. And speaking of which, if you would like to keep up with my writing journey as I'm writing my own book, which is not one of these 4, but maybe should be, I've actually set up a newsletter where I'm documenting the whole process of writing my book and hopefully finding a publisher and a literary agent and all that jazz. I'll leave the link down below if you'd like to read it. It's called A Step in the Right Direction, because he's going to be a writer. Link down below, and like I said, I'm going to be calling these designers up. I'll also leave the link to Fiverr and these specific sellers in the description box as well. I'm so impressed by what they made for me. So this was a roaring success. Thank you so much for watching this ridiculous video. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new, like the video if you liked it, and I'll catch you next time. All the best, stay in touch. Bye-bye.